With one eye on the future, the Indian team commences its tour in Ireland under the tutelage of a new captain. This is the first time the Indian team will be playing in Belfast, and Shreyas Iyer is ready to lead the charge. We spoke about Shreyas Iyer being a new captain. Well, that's the case for Ireland as well. But it's the same team or similar faces as you saw when they became champions. No Vaibhav Suryavanshi in the lineup today. India, of course, won the toss and chose to bowl. There are debutants in the ranks for Ireland, though, under the tutelage of a new captain in Lachlan Tucker. The two brothers would be looking to make an impact with the bat. These are the two debutants in Jay Mundra and Matt Hollard. Jay Mundra has an India connection.
Full strength South Africa side 9.
The way he's holding his bat is a right-hander holding the bat in his right hand. You know, there's a lot of use of the bottom hand when he's batting. Arshdeep Singh, he's back into form. He was a little off-colour first half of the IPL. He will enjoy these conditions. He does get the ball to swing around, and these conditions would help him do that.
Speedy Cup here in Belfast. Sun shining, world champions on our shore. One slip in play. Oh, it's gentle. Gentle full toss first up.
Yeah, just looking for...
On the charge. Not the biggest boundaries here, Stormont. Should just be hauled in. Washington Sundar in the deep.
You know, the biggest challenge for this Indian side would also to figure out the opposition as well, because India does...
Oh my word, have you ever seen anything as beautiful on a Friday afternoon in Belfast? It's the first of the day. 10 without loss.
So he's come back after a long injury layout. It's a big game for him.
Well, he went for the in-swinger, and Adair backing away. Third is inside the ring, and the Ireland fans in the crowd are up and about.
A little streaky, but we'll take it. Over the slip. Again, that carry and pace. He's quite quick in the air as well. And no chance for Abhishek. And also looking at the dimension here, Niall, as a bowler, you would want to go back of length because the square boundaries are longer than the straighter boundaries.
Smashed a long way in front of square. No chance for the sweeper. Well, you mentioned back of the length, that was just too short.
But also back of the length, it seems like you're playing into Adair's hands as well, because we were talking about how good he is with his bottom hand and square of the wicket, and that length suits him. We saw that last ball of the previous over, and again here, in control, picked it up from outside off stump.
Straight up in the air. It's gone a long way up. Sanju Samson with the gloves took control of the situation, as any good wicketkeeper does.
Yeah, that's his catch. He has to. That's not easy. Especially with that top edge, it's swirling. He does really well to judge it and then pouch it. But the length was perfect. Not too short, the hard length that we are talking about. Not much footwork again, using the bottom hand. Pays the price for it. Interesting short innings from Adair. Gone for 12 of 7, 20 for 1 Ireland.
Now they're not out of the screws. Nowhere near the middle of the bat. Oh, punched it. He's punched it over the rope. Shivan Dubey did all the hard work. He got there, he made the ground and made a mess of it.
Yeah, absolutely so. He did all the hard work, the tough bit of it, which is reaching. Kind of sliced it a little bit. Oh, got there comfortably. And not just that.
Oh, I mentioned Harry Tector early on. He feels for the ball outside the off stump. It's straight through to Sanju. Routine.
We're slipped there. Harry Tector. You can protect yourself because that's a rough wicket. You called it, Niall. Outside edge. Harry.
Leg side. Won't cut that off. So Tim Tector is living slightly dangerously, but at the moment he's entertaining the crowd.
Go on. He's loud enough. But that's a good shot. The ball just come back in a little bit with the angle as well. The bat kind of slipping in his hands as well. But it just seems like at times he just does have this tendency of falling over, isn't it, Tim Tector? I wouldn't be surprised if Harshit is trying to hit his pads and attack the stumps a little more.
Well, that's going to be a wide for sure. Rowley Black, one of our umpires, in his 47th T20I, and Gareth Morrison is alongside him, standing in his 8th. Johnny Kennedy is our 3rd umpire today. Good old JK.
Just got a little carried away, Harshit. Look at that bounce.
Now then, straight up in the air. Simple as you like, and Ireland are gifting India wickets here in the power play.
Just talking about his head falling over, I won't be surprised if his head was, the line of the ball was inside his eye line. Kind of slicing it. He did slice the previous one as well to the boundary, but this one, nicely watched and taken by Shreyas Iyer. Yeah, Tim Tector gone for 17, 30 for 3 Ireland.
Shorter, top edge. There's a man trying to run around, but hasn't got enough. It's going to go all the way. And a very welcome boundary for Ireland. 6 runs. Big top edge. Some pace on it from Krishna. Prasid Krishna, who just dropped it a little shorter in at Cullets.
Very good to the leg side. That's where his strength lies, Ben Callets. And the length encouraged him to take the field on. I'm sure he would have had his heart in his mouth for a while. Does it have the pace on it? Just about had the distance. Some catches to India.
Beautiful shot, glorious shot, straight down the ground, all the way. And that is the best possible way to bring up the Ireland 50. Ben Callets. Splendid.
Well, sometimes when your feet aren't moving, the best thing to do is get them dancing. And Ben Callets dancing down the pitch. A good sight to see if you're an Irish fan. Gets the feet moving, gives himself room, and lets the bat do the rest.
Well, it's a fledgling career in T20 internationals, but he's now hit more 6s than 4s in the format. Okay. And he might just have a birthday present. Getting under it. That's a glorious catch, a wonderful catch. Prasid Krishna with a rough wicket. Over his shoulder, he was taking those in practice. Ireland 51 for 4 as Callets goes.
Tucked up for room, loves room outside off stump, Ben Callets. And just not enough room to get the bat through in time. Watch that very well, Prasid Krishna. Ben Callets goes for 15, Ireland 51 for 4.
Well, Shivam Dube, the kind of bowler who can cause a middle order collapse. Gareth Delaney makes his way to the crease now for Ireland. Very experienced, with nearly 100 caps under his belt in the format. Can certainly bat a bit.
Well, down the ground, and that is a good shot. Very good flat bat. Gareth Delaney.
That showcases timing by Delaney.
They've got no intention of doing that. I think they'll just go one way and see how it goes. But 4 wickets in the first, 9 overs is a lot that might just hamper the eventual score. But I guess it's a team decision that this is T20 cricket. We've got 10 wickets in hand, just 20 overs. Pretty good batting pitch. The sun is out.
Yes,
When you have 2 right-handers, Atish.
what a shot that is! Got to the pitch of the ball and sent it out of the ground.
What do you call a clean hit? Got to the pitch of the ball, and sometimes when you just step out with the intent of hitting the ball and it comes in the right slot, this is the magic that happens. Just the connection is too sweet. And the bowler knows at the moment that he hears the contact, he doesn't need to look back. You can see there is stepped out, had to make no adjustments. Sometimes the bowler reacts, holds it a little shorter. The batter then has to stay committed to the shot, and it's not often as sweetly timed. This was like perfection. Good turn. There again, another slightly slow delivery. It's just coming in with the angle. It's the reason why India haven't really gone spin heavy. They had Bishnoi as an option. They've backed the seamers. Dube has been called into bowl early, so they want to give a lot of seam to Ireland. The pitch is the reason for that. Shreyas has looked good as captain. I loved how he put pressure on the new batsman. Kalit's left-hander when he came into bat. Harshit Rana had just got a wicket. He had a couple of slips for him. I think his captaincy is not going to be an issue at all. It's something that I think he's very confident about. Has a natural gift for tactics and field placement, bowling changes.
Went up again, but I don't think it's got the right amount of connect as last time around. Not the right kind of connect with the hands by Abhishek Sharma as well. Communication breakdown between the two perhaps. End of the over.
Eventually dropping that catch.
Prasidh coming in for his third. Almost gave interest to Ishan Kishan. Abhishek Sharma there. Regulation catch. Yeah, this perhaps you were highlighting, Sanjay. Arshdeep being there.
Two Punjab boys very close to each other. Didn't seem that obvious as to that could be the reason for the last minute hesitation, I guess, in letting that ball come into his hands nicely. I think on both occasions slight anxiety at the time of catching with Dube and this time with Abhishek. What a great delivery now. This is something, the sight for the sore eyes. Bowlers are dominating the batters even in this format.
Would you enjoy batting on a surface like this? Let's flip it around.
I wouldn't mind. Just that, when you had a pitch like this as a batter, you felt that most batters might find this tough. So this is a game where you've got everything to gain, not much to lose. Yeah, but it's not a seaming pitch. It's just got nice pace and bounce. The Irish batters have struggled. Good call by Iyer to win the toss and bowl first, because now he can understand the conditions better.
Goes for the scoop. Intelligently so. Tucker now seems to be getting a little bit of form.
Finally, they had to go to this one. They tried to hit the bowler straight down the pitch, tried a little more orthodoxy, but now this is the go-to shot for the modern batter. The struggle for runs, connection. Eyes on the ball and maybe off the glove, close to the bat handle.
He's tried this before and missed. Just that excess bounce once more. For someone from the Mumbai School of Cricket, this has just got Kanga League written all over it.
Where the ball actually used to stop a lot. I mean, it was like batting on wet sponge. That was Kangali for you. Just wonder whether they are natural pullers of the ball or it's something they're doing today. Now this is Delany drop on 8. Abhishek Sharma, Akshar Patel would have visualized the wicket in his bowling figures. Wasn't to be.
Tried to mix it up there, did Prasidh Krishna. And now he's also down to his third over. So Shreyas Iyer is clearly trying to...
Akshar to bowl his second. It's up in the air. Good effort. Very good effort, but not good enough to catch it. In fact, to stop the boundary either.
A bit of a wry smile, wasn't it? Because that's 2 chances now have gone a begging. I think you're being a little bit kind. Washington Sundar. It was a sharp chance to his right, but didn't get the hands away from his body early enough. Insult to injury is that both times they've dropped it, there's been runs on offer.
Another good shot. Targeting the straighter boundary, the shorter boundary. That is really smart cricket.
It's really difficult to field down here. It's so short straight. But the other thing to take into consideration when there are short straight boundaries is the corners are often really deep and it's very hard to pick your angles. So it should be easy to hit 2s in there.
Was it off the pad? And nick something. That's what Akshar needs to do. Just get his length back a little, not be too full. Just talking about the straight boundaries, and this is more of a square ground, not really an oval. So they got these really long pockets, deep extra cover, deep mid wicket. You can pick a couple of runs there.
We've seen Ireland women play here quite a lot, and actually those pockets are really important to know about as the home team. Very useful for them to know about.
That's the pocket we're talking about. Extra cover, and it's hit well enough to find another boundary, second of the over.
Great placement. Extra cover, quite square there. I reckon you probably want to be straighter if you're Shreyas Iyer, because you need to cut off that angle exactly there, because the square boundaries are by far the longest. So try and get the batters to hit those square boundaries if you possibly can.
That's a lovely hit. That is a glorious hit.
I think the pressure that India puts on any team is that they can score such big scores themselves. Maybe you start thinking you need 190, 200, and you think that at the beginning of the innings. And when you think that, sometimes you can go too hard too early. And that's probably what's happened here. Drop catches have... Maybe they're a little bit cold, I don't know, the Indian fielders. It's not cold here by our standards, but a lot colder than it would be in India. And I think the footwork just hasn't been there. You don't want to be on the move if you can avoid it. Obviously for this one, I think that just the hands, because you're so close, you're not expecting it to come to you if you're Washington Sundar there. But definitely something they won't be pleased with.
Well, I know the fielding coach won't be. T Dilip, because this is generally a really good fielding side. Just covering the Afghanistan series, and they fielded beautifully. They took almost everything. I think right through the series, they just dropped 1 catch. So this is a bit of an anomaly.
It shows the value of going somewhere different. This is the first time India's played in Stormont in T20 internationals, and you know, you can be told all you want, all the dimensions, all the stats, but there's nothing like being out there on the ground.
Now going back to Ireland and the game plan, the first few overs, you think they tried a little too hard in the first few overs?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I think India comes to town, you think you need a really big score, but you can't do it in the first over. So it's trying to go, okay, we need to end up here. There are lots of different ways to get there. And I think in the T20 game in general, especially in Ireland and England, you can afford to go along the ground at the start. You do not have to go aerial straight away. Outfields are so quick. Yes, you score a 6 if you can, but there's still room for beautiful shots along the ground.
I'll find the gap. That's hit very nicely.
Tell you what, great fielding over there. Was that Aidan Seaver? The one of the umpires. He's the fourth today. One bounced straight into the bread basket. Well, just got a little bit deep, and it's too short at that pace. Stood nice and still. Well, it didn't go quite all the way, but have a look at this for technique. That's how it's done. Probably protecting himself more than anything.
Yeah, I would. It's important against Shivam Dubey as well. Just going back to the game plan, because you look at the bowling side and you say, you know what, this pitch has carry and pace, so let's see through, not see through, but be a little more circumspect against, let's say, Arshdeep and Harshit Prasid. But then, when the fourth bowler comes in, nothing in it for the spinners so far in the surface, and Shivam Dubey. So I guess this is important, these overs of Shivam Dubey, where you really want to capitalize on. And they've done all right so far. In fact, Shivam's done really well. He's only given 16 so far.
Well, comes back for the second, and that's going to be a 12th T20 international half century for Lorcan Tucker. And every single time he's captain Ireland, he's got to 50. Well batted, a new Ireland captain, 111 for Ireland.
Yeah, his third game as a skipper and 3 half centuries for him. And also the situation of the game when he walked out to bat, 51 for 4. Rather, when he came out, was 30 for 3. Fielder in the deep. We'll cut it off, we'll keep it down to 2. It's good running. You see that sense of urgency, how these two are running as well.
A great awareness, because there was a dive, a kind of a slide in the deep, and when you've managed to keep the fielder on those square boundaries out near the Toblerones, you know that you can probably take a run on the throw. That's the knowledge of these two players, having played plenty of cricket here before, coming to the fore. So it's not just for